Honored and blessed to have the privilege to be at the Gatorade Athlete of the Year Immersive Experience here at the Rose Bowl with the woman who is the Gatorade National Girls Cross Country Runner of the Year and the Gatorade National Girls Track and Field Athlete of the Year, Timpview legend, Utah all-time great Jane Hedengren. Jane, when Gatorade said that this is going to be, part of the festivities, with all of you athletes gathering together, and we still got the ESPYs on deck. Like, how is today matched up, like with the, the reality, compared to like what you visualize this might be like?
Yeah, I mean, it's really cool. It's a great opportunity to be here with some incredible athletes and just learning more about them and their story. And yeah, I think it's really amazing. Like that they're bringing together some of the best and getting to learn from them. And yeah, it's been really fun so far.
I was kind of chuckling walking in, with you and Charlie. This could almost double for a BYU Media Day. I mean, it's only happened once prior in the history of the Gatorade Cross Country Awards that both winners, male and female, ended up going to the same school. That was Oregon in 2013 with Edward Cesarek and Sarah Baxter. Like, just how special is it? I mean, obviously you're going to go on your path in your career, and Charlie the same. But like the fact that there's going to be a lot of love in Provo.
Yeah, definitely. Super excited to have Charlie a part of the program. He'll be coming in a few years after, but yeah, I think we just have a great group of guys and girls coming in, and I'm excited to be a part of that team.
Enjoy the rest of
I asked you in a previous conversation, like if you've had an opportunity to kind of digest it all and soak it in, but. When I think back to that last race at Nike Outdoor Nationals, I mean, obviously, you were always working hard, but that was one of those ones where, it was so empowering and so inspiring to see you dig as deep as you did, and like just to see how much, that 3,000 race meant to you. Can, now that you've had a little bit of chance to reflect on it, can you just verbalize like just what the emotions were like, crossing the finish line for the last time, and what has been the greatest year ever for any high school distance runner in the United States?
Yeah, definitely. That was a great way to close out the high school career. So yeah, I'm just grateful I was able to stay healthy throughout this season and have some different stints where I can come down to sea level and race in these different atmospheres and tracks. I had a great time. It was fun to check out some new facilities and tracks and stuff that I haven't in the past, and so just grateful to have these new opportunities.
One of the coolest things, and I said this to you when I had the blessing of talking with you and Caitlin, John Hedengren, the best videographer around the country. He had the opportunity to talk to you and Josh Rowe, together, after that race, and obviously, Josh, through the Nike Elite program and NSAF has just been, so kind and so giving and so complimentary, and just like the words that he was sharing about you, like you are so humble and you're always so gracious, but like just to hear like how much him watching that last race and watching you throughout the year has impacted you, and as I shared, like how you have impacted so many people, in the Timpview community and the entire state of Utah. Like again, you're so humble, but what is it like, when people have a chance to share with you like how much you inspire them?
Oh man, that's like my favorite part, is getting to meet people, and I think that's such a huge part about this sport is the way that we're able to build ourselves as characters and treat others around us when things are going great, but also when things aren't going great. So that's one of my favorite things about coming out to different atmospheres and tracks, and the people that show up and show out and getting to meet different individuals from around the country. It's always really inspiring, and just great to meet everyone.
Obviously there was so much individual brilliance, but I think what didn't get enough credit was the fact that along with all the records and the championships, were team championships in cross country and track and field. And obviously you and the great Lily Alder did some heavy lifting, but it takes a whole team, a whole program to achieve that. How special is that in the reflections on your senior year and your legacy at Timpview, that it wasn't just a one-woman show, that it lifted the program with Jamie and and all the support around you, like, to really incredible heights.
Yeah, and again, that's just one of my favorite parts about the sport, is having that team and that crew that you can show up to practice and just work hard and try to develop those attributes of resilience and toughness and just learning to work together and work hard. So I've had a great experience being at Timpview, and I'm really, I have a lot of fond memories, and gonna look back on that part of my life with a lot of gratitude and just with the learnings and lessons. Having Jamie as my coach, she's the only one that's coached me throughout my entire high school career, and so I'm looking forward to working with Coach Taylor for sure. But it's just sweet to look back on all the memories.
Obviously, if I asked you to highlight one of the performances, whether it was in the fall, or the winter, or the spring, like, that would be asking John and Sarah to pick their favorite child. So that's unfair. But I will ask you, of all the performances, whether it was that trio of cross country performances, the 16:21.5, the 15:50.1, the 16:32.7, or the track performances, either indoor in New York or outdoor, was there one just based on how training had gone in advance of it that pleasantly surprised you?
That's a great question. I think
because you told me all throughout cross country that it was like when you ran that 16:21.5 at state. And the most vivid thing I remember from our conversation that day was, Eric, I finally felt good.
Yeah.
The legs didn't feel heavy, and obviously they felt, it seemed like they felt really light from that point on, and at home, at Sugar House, and then obviously in Arizona, and certainly in Oregon. But like, it could be through those three, or all the indoor and outdoor performances. Was there one that just maybe the body wasn't feeling spectacular, maybe the warm up wasn't A+, and then all of a sudden it was like the gun went off and there went Jane again?
Yeah, I think that's the beautiful thing about sport, is sometimes, all the time, honestly, you just need to not assess how you're going to be feeling until you're in there feeling it. So definitely quite a few performances I started where I thought I was in a great spot and I was just going to crush it, and I didn't, and that's okay, and I take learnings from that. Maybe I didn't recover well enough prior to the race, but then there's also some days and workouts where you're coming in and you don't feel so hot, and but you can work through that and maybe even surprise yourself, feel a lot better than you would have anticipated. So I think two that stand out are Simplot, indoor season in Pocatello, Idaho, and then
especially having to run on the wooden boards, my friend.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. And I think the interesting thing is, like, my training has changed a little bit this past track season, where I didn't do a ton of VO2 work. I didn't really know where I was at necessarily, and so it was more like with the focus on the volume a little bit and some good threshold tempo work. So that's kind of the awesome thing and beautiful thing about coming into these races, is I don't know how I'm gonna be able to feel or what paces I'm really gonna be able to hit. I just go with the flow and try to maximize that effort and keep an open mind. So yeah, and then the other race I was referencing, state, wasn't feeling great for months prior to that, but legs came around, so yeah.
Absolutely. Obviously, just for the sake of posterity, I want to run down just the brilliance of the outdoor, just so people can remember. 4:23 in the mile with the 4:04 in the 1500, 8:40 in the 3000, 9:17.75 and the full 2 miles in 14:57.93. And I say 14:57.93 last. Did you already have a sense, just based on the way things had gone, indoor and up till that point, outdoor, especially coming off, the 2 mile at Arcadia, that like if you got into a collegiate / pro field, I mean, that didn't seem like a quantum leap at that point, or was that just the fact that you were able to stay with that group for so long? I mean, my favorite memory of that night is Pamela Koskai from New Mexico looking over and being like, is she a pacer, or is she actually still in the race? Because she had no idea,
Right.
Lexi knows who you are, but Pamela has no idea who you are. So, I mean, did that, obviously you entered the race because, you knew in your heart and your soul, like, hey, I have a chance, to run faster than the 15:13 indoors. But to go and take that to 14:57, what that feel like? Did that feel like a quantum leap to you at that time, or just right in line with the way everything was going?
Well, yeah, it did feel like a leap, but I wasn't like having that approach, I guess, necessarily. Like, I just want to maximize my effort every time I'm out there, and I felt pretty hopeful in my ability to possibly give a little bit more than that indoor race, especially with the opportunity to have a pacer out there, outdoor track, great competition. So just trying to keep an open mind with all that I do, and yeah, but I think especially for that race, like, I did not have expectations really. Like, I was just going to take the race as it came because I'd woken up sick that morning, and so yeah, sometimes sickness gets to you, and sometimes you feel great. So
well, you showed me back in cross country, junior year, right? Over at the complex.
Yeah.
Obviously, the lead up to that race wasn't the most memorable, and then you showed up and just reminded us why you were the champion that you were.
Yeah, but the illness, like, obviously doesn't help performance necessarily, but I think you can have a really positive outlook on your mental outlook if you allow it to. So just try to go with it and just know I was here to compete, and I'm gonna see what the effort brings today. So
obviously to kind of end where we started, talking about you and Charlie, we'll have to wait a little while to see him, wearing the blue and white. Just what, obviously Coach Taylor is, great in terms of just dealing with each woman, on a person by person basis. But just what is Jane Hedengren looking most forward to being part of this, incredible sisterhood and extended family at BYU?
Man, it's insane. Like, I've started just some light summer classes, so I've been a little bit more on campus and around the staff and getting to know everyone. There are so many incredible resources, so many people there to help you succeed, and they are just the kindest human beings, and I'm really looking forward to my time. So looking forward to like having that team and those relationships and coach and stuff, but also just like the staff and everyone there to support you and the university as a whole. So yeah, can't wait.
Awesome. Well, obviously, first and foremost, we wish you great health throughout the rest of the summer and going forward into the fall. I hope you have a few moments, either alone or with family, to really sit down and reflect on exactly how special your senior year was. Again, an honor and a blessing to be able to watch it and to be able to share in the journey. Jane, congratulations.
Thank you.